Hello, today let's check out the Magnavox Odyssey. So what the heck is that? So if we look on Wikipedia about video game consoles, the 8th generation, which probably most of us are familiar with, is the PS4, Xbox One, Wii U. And if you keep going back, 7th generation, you're talking about the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Before that was the Dreamcast and the GameCube and the PS2 and the Xbox. Before that was N64 and PlayStation 1. Before that was the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo system. Strangely enough, as a kid, I bought the Sega Genesis and I did not have the Super Nintendo. That was a real bad mistake on my part because the Genesis was definitely not as good. But oh well. The 3rd generation was the original Nintendo system. The Sega Master System. I didn't have either of these as a kid, unfortunately. I did play with them at my friend's house, though. And 2nd generation was the Atari 2600, which I did play with a little bit at my friend's house. And the Intellivision, I had one of these. Crazy device. And the 1st generation was the Magnavox Odyssey. This was before my time. But let's check out what this is. So to kind of come to bearings with what this is, let's watch the commercial. This is a commercial posted by Yorkie2K. Let's check this out.
What does your family do on those stay indoors rainy afternoons? Or on those cold, blustery winter days? Families who are content to let television do its thing often find themselves at its mercy for a choice of entertainment, while people who want television to do their thing entertain themselves with Odyssey, the electronic game of the future and the family's best foul-weather friend. Odyssey can be attached to any brand television receiver with a screen size of 18 to 25 inches, either black and white or color. And an ordinary screwdriver is the only tool needed to attach this Odyssey antenna game switch to the antenna terminals on the back of the television set. Once the antenna game switch is attached, you can select the TV position for regular television viewing or the game position for playing your favorite Odyssey game. Odyssey is played through an unused VHF channel of your television set and operates on 6 common-size C-cell batteries which come packed with the unit.
Isn't that crazy? It was battery powered. I remember having one of these crazy switch boxes in the early systems like the Intellivision.
Simply connect the game cord to the antenna game switch on the back of the set and to the master control unit. And plug the player control unit cords into their respective sockets on the master unit. And your Odyssey is ready to begin entertaining your family. Each Odyssey game uses one of these special game cards, which plug into a slot at the front of the master control unit. The game cards activate lights on your television screen that bounce, float, or extinguish on contact, depending upon the particular game you've chosen to play. For example, to play Odyssey Tennis, you insert game card number 3 into the master unit. This activates 3 lights, 2 representing the players and 1 representing the ball. Press the special tennis game overlay into position on the television screen.
Isn't that so great? It literally could not do graphics, so they had to put an overlay on the TV. I think they sold 2 different size overlays for 2 different size TVs. Pretty nuts.
And you're ready to begin an exciting, fast-paced tennis game. The horizontal knob on the left side of each player control unit allows you to move your player light in a left to right or right to left direction. The vertical knob on the right side of each player control unit lets you move your player light in an up and down direction. And the reset buttons on top of each player control unit bring the ball back into play should it happen to go off the court. After you've learned the basics of the game, you can increase the challenge of Odyssey Tennis by increasing or decreasing the speed of the tennis ball with a special speed control on the back of the master unit. And when you want to razzle-dazzle your opponent into submission, a special English control, which fits inside the horizontal knob, will make that tennis ball do everything.
It's so goofy. It moves the ball, it curves it. And I don't know why it's called English.
but stand up and talk. 12 different and exciting games come with your Odyssey, each following the same basic play procedures. In addition to Odyssey table tennis, other sport games include hockey, football, and skiing. For the youngsters in the family, there's cat and mouse, haunted house, and Simon Says. Rounding out your Odyssey game series are such challengers as Submarine, Roulette, Analogic, and Geography. Each Odyssey game comes complete with all equipment necessary for play, whether it's one of the 12 standard games,
They're almost like board games, like some of these. It's kind of interesting.
or one of several optional games, which include a special shooting gallery, complete with gun and 4 target overlays. Depending on your hunting skills, you can choose between sitting or moving targets. Also available as an option is this special organizer case with separate compartments designed to hold all games and equipment. It makes setup a breeze and storage or moving of your Odyssey unit sheer pleasure. Odyssey can be many things to your family: fun, excitement, entertainment, challenge, and education. Why not take one home with you today? It's available only from the Magnavox salesman in the store. Odyssey, the electronic game of the future that lets you do your own thing on television, and only from Magnavox.
I like how they pitch it as a foul weather friend. It's like, this is something people that play sports do. Like, okay. So let's check out the Wikipedia page on this thing. So they sold somewhere around 100,000 copies. 350,000 by the time it was discontinued. 100,000 the first year. There are 28 games made for it total. Yeah, and this is interesting. They patented the system, of course, and they pioneered the art of the video game art. And the lawsuits over 20 years earned them $100 million. That's pretty crazy. So I guess they made their money. Oh, they actually did have an optional AC power. That's kind of cool. There's no sound, and it only displays white shapes. It's made by this guy, Ralph Baer. Check out his Wikipedia page in a second. So it was sold for, I think he talks about somewhere in here how much it was. Yeah, the device retailed for $100 or $50 when purchased with a Magnavox television, which is the equivalent today of about $600. It's a lot of money for what it is, $600. So you have to be kind of wealthy. Even for $300, it's kind of pricey, but I guess it's reasonable. I guess that's why they didn't sell a ton of them. Let's see. And they talk about their lawsuits. They sued Activision and Mattel, Coleco. Apparently, Nintendo tried to sue to invalidate the patents, but and they said that there was a ping pong. There was an earlier 1958 game built, but that's an oscilloscope-based game, and it didn't use video signals. Therefore, it ruled in favor of Magnavox. And Magnavox won over $100 million in various patents. But the final lawsuits ended in the 90s for some reason. I guess maybe the patent expired or something. So there are 28 games and over 11 different cartridges. So the first cartridge is Table Tennis. And we'll be playing this guy that redesigned them. It's very hard to emulate this game because of the ROMs themselves. These carts don't actually have any data on them. They're just kind of almost switches to control the internal guts of it. So what this guy did on this blog is he kind of just redesigned these games. I don't know what system he used. I think he used a engine called Love or something. But I think he said he's got almost all of them done except a couple. If I remember one of his blogs, yeah, he'd like... But anyways. So Ralph Baer. He's known for apparently making the Simon game. I used to play this as a kid a little bit. And he won some award as the father of video games. It's pretty neat. He won the National Medal of Technology Award. He's considered the father of video games. Alright, let's take a look at this stuff. So I downloaded all these and put them in my Launchbox collection. I've been messing with Launchbox for a while recently. It's a pretty sweet front end for tons of different emulators. You can go and configure your emulators over here. You can go Tools, Manage Emulators, and you can set up all your different emulators for all your different systems. And then this is the front end, which downloads Wikipedia data as well as the screenshots from its database. And it'll even download from EMU movies, like trailers, so you can get a really kind of fancy experience. Anyway, let's take a look at these games. So if we look at Table Tennis, let's read the manual real quick. Table Tennis, the basic Odyssey game that develops your electronic coordination. So it's basically Pong. It's really weird how they have a control called English. Is that actually like a word? Definition. Pong. Maybe tennis. It's going to be hard to find that word. Let's see. Why English in Magnavox Odyssey. English to put on the ball. Never heard that. Oh, here we go. English on a ball. That's a billiards thing. Make it spin. I don't know why they didn't use a different word. Like, who the hell said, oh yeah, the word English means this? It's like the worst word to use, because nobody says that. Anyway. Let's look at table tennis. Now this is obviously a redesign of that game. So I'm using arrow keys and WASD to control the two paddles. Look at that. Can you hit it to the side? I guess you like literally it doesn't even like bounce differently. So you'd have to use the English thing. Huh. Let's see, I have to reset. There you go. So if you hit the reset button, it just kind of floats back to the center. So that's using English, which is just kind of almost up and down while the ball's moving. Let's see, which is the reset button. M? Yeah, M. I have two reset buttons, one for each controller. That's so weird. The game is won by accumulating 21 points. Okay, and of course the game doesn't keep track, so you gotta do it yourself. Take a look at ski. Oh, did I mess that up? Let's see. How does that not exist? I messed a bunch of these up, maybe. All right. So this is like the graphics overlay that you put on the screen. And then you just use your arrow keys to like kind of stay on the map. You know, it's almost like a kid's game where you just kind of be inventive and pretend you're trying to do it. There's no rules based on the game. And it doesn't matter if you hit each other. It's very weird. Because you could, I don't even know if you need a computer to do this, you know, like a TV. You could do this with, like, use your hands. Be the fastest skier down the slopes. The course is designed to encompass beginner, intermediate, and advanced skier. As you shush in and out of the course and hazard flags, you must strive for accuracy and poise as you attempt to win the race either by time or by the points method. Decide which of the trails you're going to ski. This ski is for beginners. The Aspen Trail is the intermediate trail. It features more jolts and hazards, a real challenge to the weekend skier. The Olympics Trail is the longest and most difficult trail. Look at that. It has 2 screens even. Well, not 2 screens, but it goes wee. Crazy. Demanding the utmost in speed, skill, and accuracy. These are trees and these are mountains. If you light a gate, if you light a tree. Like, who sits there with, like, the numbers and, like, tries to add this crap up? Okay, these are all penalties. If you light the eastern mountains, western mountains, the player with the fewest points wins. Each time you go off the trail, your light's not visible, you receive a penalty of 5 points. Each time you go off the trail, add 1 second. Alright, well, now that we know how to play. I'm going to go over here. Okay, I'm going to do the Olympic one. Okay, I got to stay on. Nope, I went off the thing. It's a 5-point penalty. Oh, I hit a tree. That's really fast. I think that's a function of this game, though. Oh, yeah. God, the Olympic one's really long. Alright, there we go. Woo! I did it. Good job. I'm sure I have a lot of points, but it doesn't matter. Alright, I played that game. That game was better than Pong, probably. Of course, Pong's pretty good, but that Pong, this table tennis is not very good because it doesn't even, you can't even spin it by hitting on the side. Simon Says. So I have that game. I think I don't have that game. I don't think he's done. Yeah. Oh, wait, there it is. I should sort. Oops. Simon Says. It's usually play without any equipment. It is interesting that the software designers of the Odyssey decided to include this game in the package. One explanation is that since the Odyssey was marketed as a family package, Simon Says meets the need for a kid game, for a game in the set intended for young children. So there's a bunch of cards. Simon Says, go to your elbow. They go to the elbow. First one that goes to the elbow wins. If Simon does not say Simon Says, the players do not move. If the player does move, he must return a Simon Says card to the deck. Player collects most cards wins. Yeah, so we're trying to collect the cards. So. All right. Simon Says, go to your eyeball. Simon Says, go to your hand. Go to your feet. Oh, Simon didn't say. Goofy. All right. Whatever. How's that game? Tennis. Did we just play tennis? Crazy. Oh, this is like real tennis, not table tennis. Let's check out the manual. All the excitement of Wimbledon, I'm sure. You are playing regulation tennis. Rules as you serve, volley, and score. Okay. Hey, Robert, you want to play? Come on over here. Use the arrow keys. I got a second player now. There we go. Boing, boing. Hey. See, there's these buttons right here. Hey, Robert. Not that button. Let me find it. There, it's you and I think for you. Here, yeah, these buttons right here. You gotta hit these buttons right here. Look, Robert. You and I, those are yours. And you hit M. M to reset, I think. Hit M. Hit M. There you go. Ha. I Englished you. Hit M. Look how great this game is. Hit M. It's like nearly impossible. Hit you and I when you hit it. Hit you. Hit those English buttons right there. When you hit it, you can hit you and I. Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, now you made it. Now you made me miss. Hit M. It's like the English is impossible to like deal with. Because you can curve it at the last second. Alright, enough of that game. It's impossible. Bad game. Alright, Analogic. A math game. You can move on the squares. Game for 2 players. A space race through an numeric maze of a computer-charted galaxy. The Magnavox producers of this game says it's a fascinating addition game for people of all ages. I'm sure it is. Player 1 goes to planet even. Player 2 goes to planet odd. Players establish interstellar contact by activating their light beam transceivers. The reset button is pushed, and the light bounces diagonally between both players. Use English to determine the correct path of the light. The player flips a coin as he moves first. The player from the planet odd tries to reach the planet even before the other guy reaches the odd, okay? If a player from the planet odd starts the game, he may only move to an odd-numbered square. And the even dude can only move to an even-numbered square. Players may only move one square in any direction, horizontal or vertical. Then they may, under special circumstances, move in diagonal direction. This will be explained later. The principle for succeeding movements of the game. The even player may move only to a square whose number combines the odd's last move to a total of an even number. The odd may move to a square whose total to an odd figure when combined with even's last move. For example, odd plays first. Odd moves to 3. Okay, even plays. Moves to 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then this dude moves to 6. Because this guy went up to 5. Alright, I think I got it. Each player must total figures allowed before they move. Each player uses English control to maintain interstellar contact. If the player who has control of the interstellar beam misses contact, must go back to one space, and his opponent receives a diagonal chip good for one diagonal move at any time during the game. You gotta use the English. Huh. Weird. Once players are within 3 vertical columns of each other, the interstellar contact is no longer necessary, and the beam is allowed to disappear off screen. You pass the interstellar belt to receive a diagonal chip for each time he touches one of the 5 planets. Players may not occupy the same square at the same time. Alright, well, I think I mostly got it, hopefully. Okay, Rob, this is going to be the best game you've ever played in your entire life. Right here. Okay, so I'm going to go first. I have to move to an even number because I'm even. I'm in the upper corner. So I'm going to move to 8. So you got to move to somewhere odd, and you need to add 8 to it. So just move to... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you move to like number 3. So 3 plus 8 is 11. There you go. So now 3 plus something is even. So I'm going to move to 3 because 3 plus 3 is 6, I think. Is that right? Let me read this again. Otherwise I might get confused. Let's see. Let me look at the example. So I move to 3, and then this guy moves to 5 because it's now odd because I added the last guy. Okay, yeah, so you can move to like, yeah, so it's basically like the sum has to be, all right, so we did this right. Okay, so I moved to 3, which is 6. Now it's your turn. So you gotta move somewhere odd that adds 3.
6.
Plus 3 is what?
It is 9.
Yep. So you moved to 9. You moved. Your total's 9 now, but you moved to 6. All right. So I'm gonna move to 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. All right. Your turn.
This?
Yep. You move to 7 because it's up to 9 now. So 7 plus 5 is 12. So I'm still even. Your turn.
Can I do anything?
Yeah, I don't think you can go anywhere.
Then I guess you don't have to be your turn.
I guess so.
But would have to happen.
I guess so. But see, I can just go to 9. Because if you're still on 7, that's at 16. But you're still stuck. Because I'm odd. You have to wait till. This game doesn't make any sense. Because once you get there, like, I can't move off to an even number. You see what I'm saying? So I always have to move to an odd number to stay even. And you can't move if I move to an odd number. Because you have to remain odd. Oh, wait, no, you can move to an odd number now. No, if I was here, yeah, you can move to an odd number. I'm at 5. So 5 plus any of those numbers will be odd. Aren't you? Yeah, you even or odd? Are you even or odd?
Let's choose 8.
I forget. It's a very confusing game. So much math. Okay, you're odd. Yeah, you have to remain odd.
But we disagree.
Yeah,
on
so you're still odd if you go to 8.
I
So
moved to 8.
yep. And then I can go to 9. And now you cannot go to an odd number. You have to go to an even number because you have to remain odd.
2.
Yep, and I have to go to an even number. So I'm going to remain even.
Now I have to go to odd.
Yep, now you have to go to an odd number to remain odd. And I have to go to an odd number.
Okay.
Now you have to go to an even number.
This one.
No, that's not even. You have to go to 2. That's the only way you can go.
Back.
Yeah, that's because you suck. So I'm going to go 7.
Now I can go here.
Yep.
8.
And if I'm going to remain even, I have to go to an even planet, don't I? Am I even or odd? I always forget.
Well, you have to go odd.
I have to go odd. Am I trying to get to an even number? Or are you trying to get to an even number?
I got to an even number, so you now have to go odd.
All right.
And now I do even. Usually that's all the games.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to maintain even. You're trying to maintain odd. So if you're at 6, I got to go here. All right, go.
Now I have to go odd.
Yep.
7.
Yep, and then I can go here.
And then now I have to go back. 50.
Yep. And I can go here, and then I get a diagonal token. I landed on a planet. Which means I can move diagonal once. Alright, so you gotta be odd, so you can move to an odd number. You're stuck again. Going in the wrong direction. You have to go back to 7. Dumb. And then I have to go to an odd number, so I'm gonna go to 5 because I got the diagonal token.
It's hard to completely yeah, odd. So I have to go back. Or
You have to go to an even number. Yeah.
blah blah blah.
You're at 4. So I have to go to an even number. I don't think there's no even numbers here. Pass. You can go to 6. Pass, because I still can't do anything. It's weird, because am I stuck? I don't understand how we get out of this. I don't understand how we unblock each other. Because, like, there's no way I can go anywhere, right? Am I wrong? Because I'm trying to maintain even. Your last number was 8. I need an even number. There's no even numbers. And there never will be. I don't know. This game doesn't make any sense. Screw that game. Okay, I think we played enough of that game, though, to get a sense of what it is. I think there was a rule that we must have been missing. Because you see how he moves...
Like, maybe you could have skipped some numbers.
If he touches the planet, then you get a diagonal chip. Yeah, you can only move one square in a vertical or horizontal.
Okay. One square.
It's just weird because you can like use that diagonal to get stuck, it seems to me. Reset diagonal chip. Good for one diagonal move in any time during the... Use reset to activate the beam. I don't know. It's very possible I made an error, but... Weird.
Under all these games is just you have to do something. There's cats and mouse. I just like cat and mouse games.
You like cat and mouse? We can play cat and mouse. That's number 4. Yeah, let's read the manual first because we might not know what to do otherwise.
Oh, wait. I remember playing Cap.
A hilarious electronic addition to the game of hide and seek for 2 or more players. Position the mouse's light on the mouse figure and the cat's light on the cat figure. The blue squares represent walls and furniture. The mouse must get to his house without being caught by the cat. The cat on the head tries to catch the mouse quickly as he can. Neither the cat or mouse may enter the blue squares. If either crosses a blue square, it must return to the starting position. The mouse light will be extinguished if caught by the cat. All right.